Welcome to Chapter 3, which is all about inequalities. So by the end of the lesson today, students will be able to write, graph, and identify solutions of inequalities. An inequality is a mathematical sentence that includes the symbols less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So we're going to start with translating and writing inequalities from words. So number 1, all real numbers x less than or equal to -7. So all real numbers x, if we take that first part, that means we're going to have x. The second part, less than or equal to. Less than or equal to has a symbol going that direction, and then -7. So our solution is x is less than or equal to -7. Number 2, 6 less than a number k is greater than 13. All right, 6 less than. Less than means that we're going to subtract, and we're subtracting from a value k. So since it says less than, we know that we're going to take k and subtract 6. The order switches. So k minus 6 is greater than. Greater than is this symbol, and then 13. So here is our inequality. Number 3, all real numbers p greater than or equal to 1.5. So all real numbers p greater than or equal to 1.5. Number 4, the sum. Sum means we're going to add the following two things. We're adding t and 7, and it's less than -3. So moving on to identifying solutions. The question is the number a solution of 2x plus 1 is greater than -3? So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute for number 5, -3 into our equation. So we have 2x plus 1 is greater than -3. I'm going to plug in -3 in place of the x. And then we're going to simplify both sides. So 2 times -3 is -6 plus 1. -6 plus 1 is -5. Is -5 greater than -3? No. So that is not a solution. Number 6. Is -1 a solution to that same inequality? So I'm going to take 2 times my x value, which is -1. And simplify. So 2 times -1 is -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. And is that greater than -3? It sure is. So yes. Go ahead and pause the video and do number 7 and 8. All right. 2 times 6 plus 1 is 12 plus 1, which is 13, and that's greater than -3. So number 7 is yes. 2 times -4 plus 1, is that greater than -3? -8 plus 1 greater than -3. -7 is not greater than -3, so no. All right, go ahead and do 9 and 10. All right, the last thing we need to cover is how to graph an inequality on a number line. Okay, so we're going to have an open circle on a number line, and it looks like this if we have greater than or less than. And then we're going to have a filled in circle on our number line for less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. And the filled in circles will look like this. So for number 11, we're going to start with reading the inequality. So what this says is all numbers less than 2. All numbers less than 2. So by reading that, I'm going to start with putting the value in the middle, one greater on the right, and one less on the left. And since I said less than, we're going to shade to the left. So at 2, since it's just less than, we're going to have an open circle, and less than goes to the left. So on this side of the line here, any values that are less than 2 are in the shaded region of our graph. So 1, 0, -1, and so on. All right, number 12. We're going to read the inequality. It says A is greater than or equal to 0, and greater than goes to the right. So again, we plug our value in the center, one more, one less. And it's greater than or equal to. So we're going to have a filled in circle, and greater than goes to the right. So all of the values in that pink shaded region are solutions of the graph. And number 13, if we read it, it says all numbers greater than -3. So we have -3, one more is -2, one less is -4. It's just greater than. So we're going to have an open circle, and greater than goes to the right, so we shade to the right. So -2, -1, 0, 1, and all the positives are greater than -3. Pause the video and do 14 and 15. Number 14. If we read this inequality backwards, we have W is greater than or equal to -4. If you don't like the way that it's written, you can flip it around by flipping the sign. So this also says W is greater than or equal to -4. So -4, filled in circle, greater than to the right. This one reads T, all numbers less than 0. You can flip it around. So we have 0, open circle, and it says less than, and less than goes to the left. All right, last thing is to take a graph and write the inequality. Okay, first of all, we know that the value where the open circle is -3. And we're going to be comparing some variable with -3. Now we notice it's an open circle, so it's just going to be less than or greater than. And since it's shaded to the left, we need less than. So this graph is all numbers less than -3. So the solution is all numbers less than or equal to -3. The second one. So we're going to be comparing 6 and some variable. And the graph is filled in, so we need an equal to part. So we're going to have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Now it's shaded to the right, which is greater than. So we're going to use the greater than symbol. So y is greater than or equal to 6. All right, that concludes the first lesson. Please bring your notes to class.